Money Moments on 4, sponsored by Gregory Ricks and Associates, the Total Wealth Authority.
We talked about this yesterday, so I wanted to keep the conversation going. A major reason people struggle to save for an emergency is that they just aren't sure what they're saving for. So here's a look at some of the emergency expenses you might encounter and how much they could set you back. So we talked about needing a quick flight yesterday, also a last-minute hotel. Now we're talking about a broken windshield. So that's a number top 10 on the list of expenses that you could run into, according to some experts. So broken windshield, assuming you have car insurance, your policy may come with a lower deductible for windshield replacement. That means your cost could be just as little as $100, right? Well, if you don't have insurance coverage, you have to hope that your emergency fund is well stocked. It can cost up to $600 to replace a windshield on an older vehicle, according to Kelley Blue Book. But thanks to newer technology such as advanced driver assistance systems, you can expect to shell out around $1,000 or more for a windshield on a newer vehicle. Now, the number 2 thing I want to talk about here today is an emergency vet bill. So if you think your medical expenses are expensive, wait until you have a pet who has an emergency and you realize you don't have insurance to help cover the cost. Average cost can run as high as $5,000 for dogs, $3,000 for cats. That's according to MetLife. Now, you want to have, if you can, insurance sometimes is provided through your company. There's also other outlets that you can buy pet insurance through. It can be as low as $20 a month. It might be important there to get that if you have a pet, and those are just averages. You know, it can skyrocket. And now number 3, unexpected medical expense. Well, we just talked about pet expenses, so human medical expenses. Their emergencies often cost less than pet emergencies, thanks to the widespread use of health insurance. But don't assume that having insurance replaces your need for an emergency fund when it comes to your medical health as well. The Department of Health and Human Services notes the total bill for a broken leg can run $7,500. A 3-day hospital bill can be $30,000. Cancer care can climb into the 6 digits really fast. And while insurance companies may pay some or even most of these costs, you should have some money set aside for your share of that bill. The database at Fair Health can also help you estimate the cost of care. So that's Fair Health. You just want to go on their website. They are able to give you roundabouts for different prices for different things depending on where you live, and it can help you determine roughly how much you should save for different expenses. Now, number 4, a major roof repair. Lending Tree estimates that the cost of roof repair can be up to $400 for minor repairs, up to $1,000 for moderate repairs, and anywhere from $3,000 and higher if it's an extensive need, or if you have extensive damage and you need a lot of work there. So if you need to replace the entire roof, hopefully you have between $5,700 and $16,000 in the bank. I know that's a big difference here, but there's a number of different types of roofs we have here in New Orleans. That's how much Lending Tree says a replacement can cost. So yeah, just trying to give you not a heart attack. I don't want you to panic, but just trying to give you a rule book for what you can follow in order to save some money and have some of those expenses covered in case you run into them, because we know life happens. That's today's Money Moment.